Right, welcome back to JDA Football. On this episode of interviews, Alex, I'll let you introduce them.
Alright, we've got my cousins from America. Yeah, they live in New Jersey, is it? Yeah. And yeah, we're just gonna do a little interview with them about football, or do you call it soccer still over there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just ask you a couple of questions, and yeah, should be a good video. So, Alex, do you want to start off?
Yeah. Do you think that Liverpool should be awarded the league title this year after all the controversy and stuff like that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We think they deserve it.
Yeah. Because
Who-
you've been by far the best team this year, and
Yeah.
just because like all this COVID-19 and stuff kind of puts it off. But yeah, do you think even though you haven't like played all the games, do you think you still should be awarded the league title?
Yeah, because we were doing very well. We were like 20 points or something. So
Yeah.
we were on track to like beat some records.
Who would you say has been Liverpool's best player this year?
I like Mane and Firmino.
Yeah.
Well,
Very good players.
Right. Alex, you were sideways then. Doesn't matter. Right, so my question is, do you think the MLS isn't recognised as a big league because it's not been around as long, would you say?
I feel like they just don't have as much talent as like the European leagues, so like no one really pays so much attention to it.
Yeah. Would you say Christian Pulisic from, well, it was Dortmund, but now Chelsea, do you reckon he's probably one of the best American players that there's ever been?
Definitely.
yeah, definitely.
Do you watch? Sorry.
What are the main differences in MLS and European football, in your opinion?
I would just think it's the talent, honestly. I feel like, and then also in Europe, like football is definitely just a bigger thing than in America, since we also have like basketball and baseball and football that we all pay attention to.
Yeah. So there's not as many fans.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you say the Premier League's the most watched league in America, or is it still the MLS? Would you say?
I would say the Premier League is watched a lot more than the MLS.
Yeah. Do you think that's mainly because of the talent as well?
I would say so, yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Do you think MLS will ever compete as like a big American sport with like NBA, NFL, all of them big leagues, NHL?
I wouldn't think they would for a whole long time, because they don't really have that much talent and skill as they do in all the other sports.
And also like NBA and NFL and MLB, those have been there for so long. And it's like what Americans, as of now, at least enjoy the most. I think.
Yeah. What do you think the MLS can do to make it so it gets closer to those big leagues in America, like the NBA?
Maybe like put more money in and like recruit like the little talent people from like colleges and like from maybe even Europe to get like more players in to the American leagues.
So, do you watch any other sports other than MLS, or you watch the Premier League because of Liverpool?
I watch a lot of NBA and football, American football, and some baseball too.
Is there any players that currently play in America that you would maybe advise Liverpool to sign?
I don't really know, but we wanted Pulisic to go to Liverpool, even though he was in Dortmund.
Would you say David Beckham made the MLS to the next level because he went on a 5-year contract to LA Galaxy, and would you say he made the level of American soccer better because he signed with LA Galaxy?
He probably brought some attention to it, but I don't feel like it made that, like, it didn't really boost it so much. But yes.
Is there anything that MLS do better than European football, or the other way around?
I feel like European football probably like markets it better and just like plays better, honestly. And there are definitely more fans too, so I feel like they do a lot of stuff there.
Do you think the big difference is in fans? So European football has a lot more fans because I feel like history has like made it that way because football has been a massive part of European culture. Do you think that's the same for America?
Well, we don't really have that culture, honestly. We have that more towards like NBA, MLB, and American football. So we don't really have that here for soccer.
Do you play much soccer or football in school? Or
Personally, I don't so much, but my friends do. They all love it.
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Would you say MLS is like a money league, sort of? Because I see most players go after the careers peaked, so they're aging towards in the 30s, like Kaká, David Villa, Beckham. Would you say that will continue to happen?
I would say so, because like it's definitely older players that are like not in their prime, such as like Wayne Rooney, for example. He was like really good, and then he kind of like shaded off and went to the MLS. So I would say it is.
So obviously the World Cup's like a massive thing all over the world, but is it as big as in America as like say Brazil's and stuff? Because I know they're mad about it, but is it as big as in America as other countries?
I would feel like the World Cup is like the one soccer thing that like a lot of Americans actually pay attention to, because like I feel like I don't really know why, but like it's just a big thing for everyone, I guess.
Yeah, and I know American your women's team won it. Was it last
4
year?
times. And 4 times, yeah.
Yeah. Is because I know women's football or soccer is getting a lot bigger now. Has it always been as big as it is in America as it is now?
As long as I've seen it, like we've actually paid a lot of attention to like the World Cup and the Women's World Cup. So I would guess.
If America or USA won the World Cup, what would that do for the whole of the country, would you say?
That would definitely make more people pay more attention, just because like that's just a big thing. So I think it would, yes.
What would you see then? Would you see more clubs being created or more youth development happening? What would you think would happen?
I feel like more people might be attracted to the US if we won a World Cup.
Yeah.
So you're Liverpool fans. Is there a lot of other Premiership fans that you're friends with and like in your groups? Or is it all different sports?
We all pay attention to a bunch of different sports, but my friends also they all pay attention to the Premier League.
So
What teams do they support?
do they support teams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of my friends support some teams, and some people don't really watch Premier League.
What would you say your biggest sport is? Because you've got NBA, NFL, and others. In America, what would you say is your biggest sport?
I would say it's probably the NFL, but that's only for us. That's only in the fall, so kind of depends when. Because like towards the spring it goes towards the MLB, and winter it's NBA. But I would say mostly NFL, because that's like I don't know, it's just a big thing here.
Do you have an MLS team? Or not really?
Not really, no. I mean, I've been to a Red Bulls game before, but like that's about it.
Did they win?
I don't think so.
So could you see in the future more teams being created? Like we've seen it with Inter Miami, and I think it's Austin. They've created teams in the last year or so that have played this year. Would you say that more teams are going to be created?
I would think that they definitely could. Just depends on like what really happens, honestly, like play and stuff.
What would you say the no-go areas are for having soccer in America?
I wouldn't say any, honestly.
No.
Do you think if there was more money invested in the MLS, that they could like maybe catch up to some of the European leagues in terms of like winning stuff, and maybe like be seen as a much bigger league than they are now.
I think they probably could, yeah.
Yeah, because
Where do
we've
you-
seen it like the French league and stuff that wasn't as big a few years ago, but with like teams such as PSG getting so much money, they've just like grown as a league. Do you think that
Mhm.
could happen with the MLS?
It definitely could if we got like that talent to come and like a player like maybe Neymar and Mbappe. Like if we got someone like that, people would definitely pay attention or more
Yeah.
attention.
Where would you say the MLS would be in the next 10 years? Where do you predict it will be?
I think it'll be in a bigger spot than it is now, definitely, but I doubt it'll be like so close to like the Premier League or like German League or something like that.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
never think that it's gonna reach a great level?
It probably could, but I don't see it so soon.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on.
Well,
And yeah, make sure to check out all of our social medias, JDA Football. The majority of them are around. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode of interviews. Thank you.